Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to another Poem Masters video, and today we're gonna check out Lance against Lance because I don't know, it's fun, and also Alicia sort of because Lance sets up shields and Alicia could defog the shields, but mainly Lance because I actually haven't used Lance in a while. Because here's the thing with Lance, right? Lance, I do think people slightly underrate Lance. Lance is. Because Lance's kit is very boring. That's why I don't really use Lance that much. I use Sings with Cynthia a lot more than Lance. But Lance hits hard. This guy is among the top damage dealers in the game, and a lot of the very top absolute top damage dealers, right? A lot of them are either fire, water, electric, or whatever types, right? Because they do benefit from either weather or terrain. And Dragonite has nothing. Dude has literally no multipliers, and he's all the way up there with all the rest of them, right? Which is pretty crazy. But yeah, he's incredibly powerful. His biggest thing is just doing damage, and he's very good at it, right? And another advantage that he has, which is sort of a thing that comes out of his disadvantage, because he doesn't really have any stat boost for himself, which in this day and era is actually, in my opinion, an advantage, right? Because you can just start attacking right away without, spending any self buffs on yourself. So you could just start blasting his, 200 something power hyper beam away with his 400 something special attack, right? And it's hyper beam, and it's not blast burn or frenzy plant or hydro cannon or bolt strike or vehement. It's not any of that weak stuff, all right? It's hyper beam. Hyper beam incredibly boring. However, Hyper Beam is the highest BP 4 gauge move in the game, right? It's so much more powerful than Blast Burn, Frenzy Plant, Hydro Cannon, Bolt Strike, Behemoth Blade. What other 4 gauge moves are there? I don't remember, but it's mainly because Hyper Beam is normal type, and in this game, because normal types don't have super effective advantage, right? They give normal types higher BP moves. But they also just give people who have Hyper Beam their type shift, so it gains super effectiveness anyways. So units who have Hyper Beam just get a huge buff, because again, Hyper Beam, because it was a normal type move at the beginning, it gets extra damage. But since they shifted anyways, so they get advantage. They get both advantages. A very high BP move, in fact the highest, again 4 gauge move in the game, and then you also get the advantage of type advantages, which is kind of cheating, but not really. So yeah, that's one, right? Incredibly high damage. There's really nothing. I mean, hey, you're a striker, you're supposed to do some good damage, right? For the most part. And the other thing about Lance that I do think is slightly underrated as well, is the potions. His grid, very boring. Everything about this thing is boring, right? I mean, I love Lance. I do think it's pretty underrated champion. People don't care about him that much. People always mean, oh yeah, look at this guy, he's a flying type Elite 4, not dragon type. I don't care, he's cool. I like Lance. Yeah, a very boring kid overall. But the 2 potion MP refresher are incredibly powerful, right? People always talk about how powerful Skyla is because Skyla has 2 MP refreshes on potion, and Dragonite has the exact same MP refreshes, albeit doesn't have mass healer, but that's only what, 20% difference, right? Which is kind of substantial in my opinion, but I mean, it's not the biggest of the world. And Dragonite's not a support to begin with, so a striker with that many potions is kind of OP, right? So there's that. Obviously there are downsides as well. The speed to gauge ratio is not really good here, to say the least. This is basically a fodder move. And then the passives are actually pretty bad outside of Dragon Shift, obviously, right? So anyways, let's get into this. So we're bringing Lucy Altera again to take out the shields, Sabrina Alexam to buff crit, special deck. Sabrina just fits so well with Lance. They're basically the perfect couple, right? And no, I did not feel jealous saying that. What was that? Did you guys see that? My screen flashed or something. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, they work perfectly together. Dragonite has no buffs at all. Sabrina maxes out his crit, maxes out his special attack, and also maxes out his accuracy, which she actually needs. Well, it doesn't max it out, but like enough to make Hyper Beam not miss on a +0 evasion opponent. Because it's 90% accuracy, and you do not want to miss a Hyper Beam, because that's like 4 gauges gone, right? You do not want to miss one of those. So she gives him all that. Also, she also gives the whole team speed, which helps a lot. Oh, reflect. I mean, it's Sabrina. What can you expect, right? Incredibly powerful. So yeah. Oh, the other really stupid downside about it is this. The main damaging move is special, and like the sync move is physical. I hate these physical special splits, but oh well. What can we do? Anyways, let's go ahead and do this then. I mean, unless you're running like Lily or something, you really can't do much about it. Okay, or Torchic, I guess, to an extent. But then Torchic, you also have some other issues, right? Alright. Let's do this. Hey, we got the Kanto type skill thing. Alright. It's now or never, so we get that, you know, free reflect in there, I guess. Plus, it doesn't matter, the recoil thing, because Sabrina heals it right back up with 6 cents. Alright. We drew some aggro. Defog, although I should probably target the sides first. I don't want them AoEing me later on after I take out Dragonite, right? Lance versus Lance, by the way. Did I mention that before? I think I did. Anyways, let's defog that. Let's get Dire Head all in there. Alright, got that down. Get Twister here again. And we should have our sync move up. Oh, as for Dragonite's grid, there's nothing really too special in there. The only like slight aberration is I did give Dragonite Rejuvenate, which you generally don't give, because usually the issue with this team, because I am bringing Lucia and Altera because we have to bring her, because again, you know, Dragonite or Lance like puts up shields, right? So we have to bring her. But the issue with this team is generally you don't want to sync with Dragonite because like his sync move's just not good, right? However, like your only other two options would be like Altaria and Alakazam, which are not really great options to sync as well. They have some really good stuff on sync, right? Double down for Altaria. Sabrina has like recuperation if you want, right? However, after you sync, they have like 2-3. They both exchange their 2-gauge move for 3-gauge moves, which does not work well with Dragonite, I'd have to say, right? So that's the issue there. All right. Oh, damn! I almost got flinched there. I'm Flapple. I guess. Well, sorry for slamming your passive earlier. I guess it was actually useful for once. Okay. Twister in there. Can get another flinch in. That'll be cool. Apparently not. Okay, that's fine as well. Have a nice day. All right. Hyper Beam will finish this Kingdra over here. Ouch. Oh, funny thing, right, about this stage specifically. So if you pick the, because it's master mode, right? If you pick the stipulation that that makes it so that the opponent's stats can't be lowered, right? And if the Dragonite uses Draco Meteor, you can't lower its special attack. So it's basically like giving like turning Lance's Dragonite into like a Dragonite that has Draco Meteor with like Dauntless. Which is a really bad thing to do. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Oh, got an MP refresh on the defog. That's nice. Yeah. Make sure don't do that, folks. Don't give Lance free Dauntless with his Draco Meteors, please. All right. As the Dragonite bangs against our Dragonite. Side beam over here. Special shield. We could put that down, I guess. Heal that up a bit, maybe. Defog over here. Alright, is this enough to take out Dragalge? Again, we don't have like any physical attack buffs. Yeah, nowhere near close. Like, if you look at like the sync move damage versus the Hyper Beam damage, like unless you bring just like another like physical attack support, it's just really not there. It's just not there at all. Right? The sync move damage in comparison to your Hyper Beam damage, right? Like, look at this damage in comparison. 9.5k! 9.5k in comparison to, like, what, 3k or something, right? It was like a third. Okay. So it's like, it always feels like a complete waste when you're using your sync move. Like, it's a waste of a turn, right? Like, that turn you could have been, you know, just Hyper Beaming away instead. It was really annoying. Again, generally you don't have any issues with that because you could just sync with like your other support, right? But for this stage, again, Lance sets up shields, which is really annoying. So we have to bring Altaria here to take out the shields, right? Oh well. Flamethrower incoming. I kind of want a 6th Sense Altaria, so we max out everyone's special attack on the team. Hey, you got the flinch in. All right. It's 9.9. Oh, can we get a 10? Can we get a 10k here, folks? After the sync move, can we get a 10k, please? We probably could, honestly. All right, flinch, please. No, no flinch. Okay, okay, that's fine as well. Defog for fun, and hopefully this. I highly doubt this takes it out. All right, let's finish this off. Hyper Beam. Did I talk about what things I picked for this Master Mode? Again, this isn't like a Master Mode showcase. It's just, you know, me trying out Lance against Lance. So I just picked up like all the HP stuff, so he survives as long as possible, right? Which is the thing that I'm gonna do for showcase videos in the future. A lot of them, they just die too quickly. Oh, 11k. 11k off a Hyper Beam. Fantastic. Again, no multipliers, no weather, no terrain, no nothing, just raw damage, right? Just straight up just raw damage. And there you go. See you later, Lance. Brought to you by Lance. So there we go. There we go. Very, very cool. All right. Yeah. Like, I think I just brought like all the HP stuff plus like crit shield. Again, it's not a Master Mode showcase. I just wanted to check out Lance. Anyways, that's me with this one. I guess I hope you guys enjoy. Let me guys think in the comments down below. Hey, cool. We get this entry too. Like and enjoy this video. Subscribe to our channel for some more Opponent Masters content. Look at Sabrina, man, and look at Lance. And yes, I guess don't be that mean to Lance in the future, even though I still call him boring a lot. But yeah, Lance is still good, and I'll see you guys in the next one.